Good morning, congregation. It's your boy D Max. So let's go ahead and dive into this real quick, because this is going to be like a little snack in between me doing the other, finishing up part two of the other story that I was referring to concerning Russia and China and them trying to influence the Taliban. This is another footnote right here because this is concerning Haiti. Now, we have reportedly 17 American missionaries who went missing in Haiti, and they're reportedly kidnapped. And now this report is coming out even further saying that they're being held for a $17 million ransom by a militia group or something of that nature in Haiti. Now, I have a few questions concerning this whole entire incident that it's really disturbing to me. The first question is this: um, why, after everything that we just went through, speaking about the U.S. government and our treatment of the Haitian people who were brought here as refugees and sending them back over there and dispersing them throughout different places in the United States under very fishy circumstances, why would this group of American people feel that it was safe and necessary for them to travel to Haiti during this turbulent time in Haiti, and who allowed them to go? What entity, what authoritative entity allowed them to go into that environment, knowing what the Haitian people and the Haitian whole entire Haitian country was going through right now? First and foremost, I would say that that person is not a smart person, whoever headed up that mission, and they were not operating under the Spirit of God, because the Spirit of God is not going to send you into a mess like that, knowing that these times are turbulent, especially with America and what America has done to people. So this leads me to my own analysis of there's some serious arrogance problems going on with Americans who feel like they can just go in and intercede on behalf of America when America is the opposition in the first place. And I feel sorry that these American people have been taken in captivity and being held. I don't know what they're going through, but I can't imagine that the Haitian people are saying, well, hey, we're just reciprocating the same actions that you showed towards us when we were at your mercy. When we came to you for help, when we came to you and we were seeking asylum, and you took advantage of that and you showed us your true colors, and now you think sending a group of people over here with some care packages is going to make up for what we need and what you turned us away from? Absolutely not. So where was the disconnect? Where was the disconnect in communication? And who in Haiti told them that it would be okay for them to come? Because I wouldn't imagine somebody just, hey, I'm gonna go to Haiti and see if they can use our help. Even though they're mad at our government right now for the mistreatment of their people, we're gonna have a go at it. Nobody in their right mind who has a healthy thought process would do something like that. So, how did this situation arise from the beginning? This is the question that we really need to be asking. How did these American people wind up in this situation in Haiti, period, with everything that's going on there? We see around the world that we're pulling our American people, our civilians, out of other countries who are having turbulent times. We're definitely pulling our U.S. contractors out of Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, and areas like that, because we see the trouble that's going on there. So why would we think that it's okay to have some just civilian missionaries to go into Haiti right now when they have the same level of dysfunction going on there? It's very disturbing, and it brings up a lot more questions than it does answers. And so this is something that we need to pay attention to, because while we're sitting here arguing about what CeeLo Green said about Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and all of them, we have more important issues going on, such as this. And the answer to these questions are going to lead to more questions. They're going to take us down a rabbit hole that are going to expose some people in some wrongdoing. And that's why you have the deflection off of it, because they're going to let the story come out, but they're not going to put any type of attention on it. So later on, whenever something does happen, they're going to be able to come back and say, well, hey, we put the story out there, but everybody was distracted by this. It ain't our fault. They're always going to do that to cover their tail, and you have to understand these things when you're dealing with media. So I just wanted to put this out here, man, just to get everybody eyes on this so that we can be tracking these things for ourselves. Because if we leave it to the media and our government, they're going to keep us blind to it, and they're going to put it on. Oh, well, we don't want to get the people excited, and we don't want them to be in a chaos about something that's just a probability. But when there's more leaning towards the probability of that happening than it is towards it not happening, I think the people should know. And I think the people should be given the opportunity to prepare. Because if you don't let us know and we don't have the opportunity to prepare and something happens, whose blood is on whose hands? Because they're not going to want to put it on theirs. We see from January 6th that they don't want to accept no responsibility for their actions. So they're definitely not going to accept the blood on their hands for something like this. So you as an individual, we as the citizens have to take it upon ourselves to stay informed on these things, because you see, as a prime example, from me doing this show and people hitting me up talking about, well, why haven't I heard this story? And now you have to go and dig to find the story. This is a prime example of why we need to do our due diligence, because they're going to keep us as ignorant as possible. And they'll put it in somewhere that they know we're not going to look. But they'll be able to have it covered to say that they informed us. So you might want to learn these little tricks, and you might want to learn these little schemes that the government have been getting over on the people for all of these decades with, because it's the time for that is done. All of those things are obsolete. We have way too much information to still be falling for these same old tricks. And if you falling for these same old tricks at this point, it's because you want to. It's not because you're just helpless and ignorant to the fact. No, you're willingly ignorant at this point. So this is your boy D Mac, man. I just wanted to put that bug in your ear. Pay attention to what's going on with Haiti. Pay attention with what's going on with these people that they've pretty much kidnapped, because there's far more to this story than what's actually on the surface. And we all know about the iceberg theory. The thing that's on the top is just the mere tip of the iceberg, and what's up under the water not being revealed is about three-fourths of what the iceberg really is. And so let's start looking for what's being covered up and what's not on the surface. It's your boy D Mac, man. You know what I say. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.